and welcome from Kakaaki Social. We're having our second conversation on the program this morning, which will be about Nigeria and skin lightening dangers. This is quite a conversation to have, and that's because the growing use of skin lightening products in Nigeria is raising serious public health concerns, as experts are warning that the quest for lighter skin may come with dangerous consequences. And Nigeria is widely believed to have one of the highest rates of skin bleaching in the world, with more than 70% of women reported to have at one point or currently using skin lightening chemicals. And at this point, we have joining us live in the studio Dr. Priscilla Achakpa, who is a global lead Women Environment Program. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank
to
you.
the program. Right. Also, virtually, we have a survivor, one who was once there, but is now born again, if we have to put it that way. Oluwatoyin Yakubu. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
All right. Thank you again. I'll start with you in the studio. Nigeria's using skin lightening creams and other related products. There must be something good about them, isn't it?
That's interesting to say something good about them. How good is it? Because I don't see anything good about that. Your natural skin is very important. God made you the way you are. So why are you trying to change it? So what is so good about changing your skin? To please you, for people to love you, or especially for the men and for the young girls, for men to love you and care for you?
Maybe to feel better for yourself.
I don't think so. Because when you change your skin, it shows inferiority complex to start with. It means that you don't value yourself. Because if you value your body and you value your skin, you should not change it. That is the way I see it. But of course, there are so many vices that have led to this skin lightening. A lot of young people or a lot of people feel that if their skin, especially women, if their skin is not light, I mean, for those that are yet to be married, they feel that they won't get the kind of man that will marry them, because skin lightening comes with attraction. And so everybody wants to be attracted to skin lightening. Unfortunately, this is not just about the young girls. We also have men that are bleaching and are bleaching more these days. And we keep wondering, so why are you bleaching? You are bleaching to please who? To attract who? For who to love you? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves.
All right. Oluwatoyin, doctor here in the studio has highlighted some of the reasons from her lenses why she thinks people bleach their skin. But you once bleached your skin and now you're out of that place. But could you now tell us if her reasons, the possible reasons, align with why and how you did what you did, and why eventually did you stop?
I can't really say I bleached my skin. I used skin whitening products, and then the end result of skin whitening is also bleaching. So the reason why I bought those products were, growing up, you know, when you have sun, the sun damages some people that are born light. So I had hyperpigmentations in my face and my legs. They were not the same color as my body. So I wanted to, you know, make it the same colors. That's why I got that product. And then I did not like the reaction on my skin, so I had to stop using it.
Was that all about it? You were not looking to be loved or to be final or any sort?
Of course, if you are too colored, you will not like your skin. It won't give you your self-esteem will be low. So I wanted to, you know, make my skin the same color so that my self-esteem will be better. I won't have mismatched colors on my skin. So that's why I got the product in the first place.
Okay, I will ask you the same question I posed to Dr. Achakpa about Nigerians using skin lightening creams and other related products. Don't you think that there is something good about it and about them that's, you know, everyone, not everyone exactly, 70% of Nigerian women run to it?
77%.
77%.
Okay, to them, I think it seems good, because if you notice some reaction, if it is not good to you, you would stop. But to them, it seems good that they are using it because, like doctor said, it boosts like there's a way Nigerians see light-skinned people and they think they are privileged. They come from wealth and all. So that's why most women, I think, use skin lightening products to make them seem privileged and like they come from money. So, and also the men using skin lightening products, I don't know what they see in it though, but maybe self-esteem, maybe they want to look good, or I don't know, but basically what people say in skin lightening products is to, make them look that big, because it makes you look as if you are privileged. Yeah.
Okay, since you don't know, let's give you some time to know and come back to the studio. Doctor, she mentioned how her goal was not in the immediate to bleach. She just wanted to correct some hyperpigmentation and level up same color, like even tone it. But bleaching and skin lightening, are we just speaking English, or indeed they are different things?
It's a matter of semantics. I think they're the same thing. Skin bleaching and skin lightening are all the same thing. Bleaching, you use chemicals on your body. Skin lightening, you also see use some chemicals on your body. So we're talking about the same thing, but in different contexts, and maybe using different semantic or different English, so that to confuse people. But the truth about it is that either skin lightening or skin bleaching, we are talking about the same thing. And this has a great repercussions on your health. We talk about the issues of, for instance, for women, it comes with the issues of reproductive system, where the chemicals that you are putting on your body get right into your reproductive system. And of course, it becomes an issue. So that sometimes when you give birth to children, they come with some forms of deformities.
As bad as that?
Yes, as bad as that. And because you are putting mercury in your body, what you are putting, you don't know the kind of chemicals that you are putting on your body. That is why Nigeria went ahead to sign what they call Minamata Convention. Minamata Convention is about mercury, and it's about talking about the issues. You can see the faces of those that they become, the color changes, and when you stop, you will see patches on your body. This is a very huge problem because the blood vessels have been, are dead already. And so to go back to that, to correct that blood vessels, it becomes an issue. It will never go back.
So it's not just a surface thing.
It's not a surface thing. It goes right into your system.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just a surface system. And it's the same thing with men. Because when you bleach, you are bleaching also your reproductive system. Some men who bleaches and get into their veins, of course, some of them become impotent. So it is as bad as that. Liver, that it comes. And for those of it had hurt.
What if you could claim a stake on what's set to be the biggest IPO ever, starting with just $500? Everybody's talking about Elon Musk's space.
When we bleach, all the chemicals that we wash from our body get into the environment. When they get into the environment, it gets to the food system that we produce. And this food system is being tested. And that is why Nigerian food is not acceptable, for instance, in UK. Because what is being tested there is chemicals and it's toxic. And so it's not accepted. That is an economic issue of it. So whether we like it or not, we're all eating what is, whether you are bleaching or not, the chemicals that is being produced is getting into the environment and is getting into your system. The second thing has to do with the issues of health, which I've already alluded to. The issues of cancer, the issues of liver cirrhosis, the issues of,
look at that on the screen.
Yes, you can see that you have patches that you cannot reverse. Whatever that you bleach, once your skin becomes light and you stop, your skin goes back to where it is and it becomes even darker. And so you have patches on your body. And so it becomes a health issue, a social vices issue as well, because people begin to look at you, what is wrong with this woman? What has she done to herself? Or what has he done to himself? And it's the same thing with men. So it's not just about women, it's also about men.
All right, let's talk about the people who argue for this. They brand it as skin lightening and not bleaching. So are all skin lightening products bleaching the skin?
Well, I will say that the word skin lightening, for all the producers or the manufacturers of these creams, there is a need to put a label. What does it contain? What does skin lightening means? And what does bleaching means? We need to know on the shelves for each of the products that you produce, we need the manufacturers to put the label there to be able to say this is the chemicals or this is what it contains and this is how harmful it is to the body. So either skin bleaching or skin whitening, we're still, like I said before, we're still talking about the same thing. Why are you bleaching? You are bleaching so that your skin will become white, so that you attract people. Your skin whitening, what is it? You are lightening your skin. So it's a matter of language. It's a matter of semantics. So it has really, for me, I feel that skin lightening or skin bleaching, we are all saying the same thing.
Okay. Toyin, let's bring you back into the conversation. There are also people who say, well, I'm not even trying to lighten up my skin. I'm not bleaching either, as you put it. But then I'm just toning, just gradually toning. Is that what you did to correct the impact of what happened to you while you were trying to correct the hyperpigmentation you suffered?
No, that was not what happened. I got a skin lightening product, like this skincare vendors. One of them recommended one to me, so I bought it and I started using it. But the reaction on my skin was not what I was expecting. The green veins, my nails were turning brown and all. So I had to stop it because I knew that this was bleaching. Even though it was not written, there was nothing written on that cream that looks like a bleaching ingredient. Because that's the problem. Some of these products, they don't really write what is in that product. So, but if you are conversant with your body, you know that okay, this thing is bleaching you and you need to stop. So that was what happened.
That sort of emphasizes what you said about label properly. Yes. Let people know what they are getting into. Yes. You know, I see some people, burnt people, not fire or anything, people who burnt themselves with all of those products. I mean, I've asked many times, do they tell you that fair people are on salary? That do they pay people for being fair and being fair solely? But let's talk about the bans on the use of skin lightening product, which seem largely ignored. Who issued these bans, which appear to maybe effectively not enforced?
Well, we have regulatory agencies, NAFDAC, Standard Organization, NESRA. We have Ministry of Health, Department of Cosmetics, and we have Federal Ministry of Environment, the Department of Pollution Control. We all invited them to our event, and of course they participated in this program. At the moment, we know that there are regulations, but you know, regulations alone are not enough. Are the awareness there? Are people aware? Sensitization and awareness is key, but of course, we have these regulations, but they are not enforced. And enforcement also means, what does this mean when you talk about enforcement? Because people will talk about fundamental human rights. That is your right to change your skin. Mm-hmm. But you cannot stop them from doing what they want. So when we talk about enforcement should start with the manufacturers. The manufacturer should be able to label in the first place that these chemicals that they're using on these products are dangerous for the head. And that is what we feel that the regulations should be talking about. But also the fact that these things get into the blood streams, the blood vessels of the human beings. It is important that people get to know about it. So in terms of awareness, I must say that the awareness of skin lightening or skin bleaching is very low. And this needs to be changed. A lot of awareness needs to be carried out. And that is why Women Environmental Program, which I'm the global lead and founder, has taken up this with our partners who are out there in Netherlands, Women Engaged for a Common Future, and of course, the Women Power Project, to make sure that this project that we have taken up, this campaign, is not just in Nigeria, but it becomes an African campaign. Because it's very important you discover that most of the African countries are bleaching, especially with women and men. Unfortunately, Nigeria has the highest, of about 77%. And these products are not known. Nigeria is a member of the Minamata Convention or the United Nations Environment Program. And therefore, the need to create awareness as much as possible is important, because whether we like it or not, each and every one of us is affected by this. It's either we have a sister or we have a daughter or we have a friend or we have a wife that is bleaching. What can we do to stop them from bleaching? What awareness can we create to them? What are the issues that we can raise with them so that they value their skin and know that these things that they're putting on their body is chemicals and it is destroying their lives? So, yes, we have regulatory bodies, we have policies, but policies are not enough. The enforcement is also, should start from the manufacturers, and labeling is very important. You can imagine that women are bleaching their children. What does the children know? A child that is just 2 years, what does she know or what does he know that you are putting these chemicals on his body, not knowing that you are destroying his life completely? And this is happening within the families. So the families need to know about this, that it is not good for you to bleach your child. What are you trying to tell the society? Because your child is black, so she's not beautiful?
But we hear things like, oh, this is organic skincare, no chemicals or anything.
There are organic skincare. You have shea butter that you can use on your daughter.
Is that organic?
Yes.
I mean the ones you sell at shops, all those white people.
Why do they need to label what is organic in it? We need to know this organic. When you talk about organic, what are the composition of this organic creams that you are putting there or soap that you are putting there?
All right, you highlighted some of the reasons women most especially would want to bleach: for attention, for attraction. I'm in the room, did you see me?
Role model.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
But statistics available both Nigeria and globally, we have at least 27.6% of men who are also bleaching, and it's such a wonder to imagine. But would you say that those men bleaching have the same reasons as the women skin lightening?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know why the men bleach. But of course, to some extent, some of them want to bleach so that the women, they can also be attracted to women of the same fair skin.
Oh.
So to some extent, that is what I have been able to get to know, interacting with them. But I mean, I don't just see how a man bleaches just because you want to attract a woman. Is that not, self-low esteem? Because I see the men that bleaches as having self-low esteem. Because if you hold yourself very high, you don't have any reason to bleach. And it's the same thing with women. So it's not just about men issue, it's about both men and women. You don't have any reason why you should bleach, because you want to attract attention. You want people to love you. You want especially young girls to feel that, oh, this is a skin lightening man. And so when you marry a skin lightening woman and a man, when you produce children, they will become light. But that is not the truth, because the genes that you originally have no skin. Are not white. So when you marry a woman that has bleached or a man that has bleached, when you have children, the children will be dark, because originally you are not white.
All right, Toyin, I saw you laughing like some seconds ago while Doctor was talking about why men bleach and all of that. Do you have men who bleach around you, and are you aware some of their reasons?
Yes, coming from my state, Ondo State, from my area, whenever I go home after break from school, most of the men, especially teenagers, maybe like 20, from like 16 to like 20 something, they bleach their skin for reasons like what doctor said, like they want to be, people feel light skinned guys, they have money, they are rich and they are handsome. So people want to get close to them. So for that reason, they might bleach. And also, I remember that actually skin lightening products are cheaper to get than the ones that maintain your skin. So these people, they get it because it's actually cheap. With 500 naira, 1,000, you can get some creams. And then that's the effect. But when they start seeing this effect, instead of them to stop, they continue using it because they notice that when they stop using these products, they get back to being dark. So they want to maintain that light lane again. So they continue using it. And then it comes to a long-term effect. Maybe they are like addicted to that kind of product. So that is another reason why men, they bleach their skin. Yeah.
You have a background, a doctorate degree in economics, a master's degree in development studies, 12 whole years as a banker. A banker, that's another field on its own. And so what made you venture into environment-related issues with such passion?
Passion, to start with, commitment to effect change in the society. But I must tell you that while growing up, I grew up with my grandma, who was very much environment conscious. And so I grew up with that background. And while I was working in a bank in Kaduna, the issues of environment, my surroundings, kept coming up. The dump site in front of my house. And I started thinking, what can I do? What should we do? And that was where the passion regenerated. But apart from that, we had these textiles industries that were discharging their influence directly into the environment. And of course, when we got to Kakuri, that is Kaduna South, we discovered that a lot of the women, their skins turned to that of alligator, yes, or lizard, very rough. And when I was interacting with them, they talked about witchcraft. So that drew my attention to it. So already I had an organization called Save Environment Action. But then talking with this woman made me feel that there was something that needed to be done. So as a matter of fact, going full blunt about my passion came as a result of the pollutions by the textiles industries in Kaduna, where women, men, children were affected. And of course, when you talk to them, they attribute it to witchcraft. So that was the interest. And since then, I have not looked back. I have done a lot of courses on this just to get acquainted or to get educated about this. So yes, my background varies from economics, development studies,
and passion.
Banking, and passion.
All right. We saw your report on a documentary on fairness at a cost
yeah,
that sought to unveil the truth about skin whitening in Nigeria. As we call it a day on the program with you, is this how you've always looked?
This is how my body looks. Seriously.
Seriously?
Oh, seriously, yes, because what I do is that I use coconut oil and I produce it by myself. And I started using coconut oil right from when I was small. In fact, not just coconut oil, palm kernel oil. Mm-hmm. That was what my grandmother, because I grew up with my grandmother. So we're using that. We used to call it in my language, Tiv language, akushi. So that is what I have been using throughout my life. After akushi, I use black soap, which was also produced from the village by my grandmother, because she was also producing it and selling. And that is what I have always used. I have not changed my cream. I even have it inside my bag now.
Oh,
Yes.
it's mobile and portable.
It's mobile, yes.
All right. A good place to call it a day, and to thank
you.
you so much for joining us to talk about Nigeria and skin lightening dangers in our country. We'll be talking in the studio to Dr. Priscilla Achakwa, the Global Lead Women Environment Program. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
They have a nice day.
Thank you
and
very much.
virtually, Oluwatoyin Yakubu joined us, and apparently, I'm sure you'll be an evangelist right now, telling people what and how not to use those products, even though you need to correct your skin color. All right, everyone. From here, we go to entertainment and lifestyle on the program. And if anything, as Doctor says, maybe you should adopt Akushi. Stay with us.